Hi, I'm Asladin, and in this video I will show you the FEAGI Java SDK, a library that lets you build AI agents in Java that connect to FEAGI. And FEAGI stands for Framework for Evolutionary Artificial General Intelligence, and it is a biologically inspired neural engine that mimics how real brains process sensory input and generate motor output. So the Java SDK gives you a high-performance way to connect any Java application, such as robots, simulators, or any other custom devices directly to FEAGI's neural runtime. Here we have our FEAGI Java SDK repository, and in our README, there is a clear and basic documentation of how to get started with FEAGI Java SDK, but we are going to do a live walkthrough of it. Our SDK is already published on Maven Central, as you can see here. So adding it to your project is as simple as adding 3 lines of code to your build file. And I do have a simple example right here for the build file. These are dependencies for core, native, and engine SDKs. SDK core, SDK engine, SDK native, and the repository from Maven Central. All you have to do is just build your project by having those dependencies in your file. Here you can see it's already pulling everything from Maven Central, core, native, and engine. So let's switch up to our example code that I have. And it is the demo agent that I built using the SDK, which takes the sensory data using webcam and generates some other output. So it extends from video stream agents, which handles the webcam capture loop, frame encoding, and sending data to FEAGI automatically. And we have here map motor functionality. So when FEAGI fires motor neurons, we receive a binary payload back. So this method parses byte structure to extract which motor voxel actually fired. And for this data, the data for this functionality, we get it from motor capability setup. It's down the way somewhere. So here we have execute command. It is filtering out the voices to clearly show which motor output we need. And here in the main, there's nothing much going on, just basic setup of the agent and some convenient CLI outputs for our understanding. And here we have our build config, which is the configuration. Also is where we specify FEAGI endpoints, and also we're declaring vision capabilities, motor capabilities, vision capabilities using segmented vision, which splits camera frame into 9 panels. And as I mentioned earlier, this is where we get the data to parse for our map motor capability. So let's switch up to live demo then. And as we did earlier, when you pull the dependencies from Maven Central, it comes with simple CLI for FEAGI, and it's called FEAGI. And we're gonna start the FEAGI using that command. Up here, as you can see, FEAGI started successfully, and we can double check it on the status. Yep, here FEAGI is running. And this is another functionality of FEAGI, which is FEAGI BV, Brain Visualizer. It is basically 3D model, 3D platform that visualize your tools, output and input tools here. And it is basically a playground for your project. For this demo, we need a genome to show our outputs and inputs. If you go to this web page, which is the FEAGI API documentation, for endpoints. You can do a bunch of things here, such as uploading agents, cortical areas, genomes, which we need for this demo. And you can do much more with this web page, and it's already built in. You're free to use anything that you want here. And as I said, we need essential genome for our demo, and we're gonna execute it here. I'm gonna go back to our brain visualizer. It's gonna show up here in a second. Yep, and the essential genome, it is all fixed here. We're gonna flip it, hopefully. And you can see our motor output. We want to move it to the top so we can clearly see what's going on with this. I'm gonna leave it there, and for our demonstration's sake, we have to delete initial connections to minimize the noise that's coming to our motor output to clearly see what's going on. And you can see a bunch of other things here as well, such a summary of the motor output. For now, we're gonna go back to our terminal and start up our project. Well, not project, the code. Not the code. Well, demo agent. Yes, we're gonna start up our demo agent. It's gonna take a couple seconds, 10-15 seconds. As you can see, it is accessing to our webcam. Yep, here you can see it is webcam is taking the sensory data and sending to the FEAGI core, and it is displaying right on our vision. So for a motor output, we can make a quick simple connection to top right of vision using quick connect functionality. And there's a bunch of different type of connectivity, core connectivities, but we're going to use projector, and we're going to establish the connection. You can see it's on the records here too. So there is no any neurons firing for our motor output, but as long as I'm gonna get my hand to the top right, yep, as you can see, the red dots or red blocks is firing, which basically means top right vision, where the data sensor data is firing from, but top right voxels are firing. Yep, as you can see here. Also, there is our terminal output for our demonstration. As you can see, there is not much going on here because we're out of frame of the top right. And then I'm gonna do the same thing, wave my hand to the top right. As you can see, it is printing out a bunch of top right neurons are firing on the terminal. So this was a simple demonstration. Oh well, give me a second. I'm gonna quickly shut down our example here. So yeah, as a final thought, we used basically terminal as our output device here for this demonstration, but you can use this motor output signals just as easily to drive a real hardware as well. So you would connect this to servo motors, robotic arms, drone controls, or any other robotic devices, and it just works as easily as this. So our Java SDK is built to abstract all the neural communication, so you can focus on what to do with the output rather than how to talk to FEAGI. So the FEAGI Java SDK is open source under Apache 2.0. You can find it on our GitHub repository, github.com FEAGI Java SDK, and download it from Maven Central as I showed you earlier. And yeah, you can get started with just that. Also, we'd be happy if you could join our community on Discord as well. And I hope this demonstration helped you to understand a little better how to get started Java SDK and how it works. Thanks for watching.